Very sad day for me today, guys. Some news stories that have really made me feel a little bit down. But on the upside, I still got you guys being right here with me, and every single day with new stories, but and with every single daily show that we produce. But quite a sad day for me when I look at it at this particular. Um, when I look at, can you guys hear me? Don't know what's going on. It seems like I'm okay. Um, so, guys, a sad day for me when it comes to everything in regards to cricket in South Africa. And it's one of those things that we really need to look at because, unfortunately, South Africa are not going to be having the MSL, and they also are not going to be having fans in the stadium for the series. So, unfortunate for the India series. So, unfortunately, a very sad day for all us cricket fans as a community and as cricket and at Cricket Fanatics Magazine as well, because we were really hoping that we were going to be able to interact with you guys with fan cams, etc., and with so many things with regards to MSL as well as the India series, because it was a time for you guys to give your opinions on camera and chat to us about everything. So it's one of those things that it has let a lot of people down, and it made a lot of people obviously feel really sad about this situation. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about what it means for South African cricket currently, not having fans in the stadium, etc. And we're also going to maybe just chat a little bit about what's been going on in cricket in today and over the weekend. So without further ado, guys, let's get straight into it. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe to this channel, click that notification bell for all future videos. Also, smash that like button. Subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine monthly. It's free. Go to the link in the description and you'll get free access to every single issue. Without further ado, guys, let's get straight into today's video. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. This is your daily show. I'm your host, Khalid Mohidin, and this is the show where we talk about all the major talking points in South African cricket. I'm joined by Ditya as well, my co-host, and we're going to be chatting about everything, all the news updates that has happened over the weekend and today, of course. So the first major news story that broke was that the MSL 3.0 has been called off. So despite the tournament having secured an official backer and a sponsor, like that was the major worry for South Africa, is that whether they're going to get a backer and a sponsor for the tournament. And according to Cricket South Africa, that they did, but it was scheduled for February and it has been called off owing to the COVID-19 environment, which has been made difficult to maintain, and the brand position of being the premium international T20 tournament due to increased travel restrictions as imposed by many nations on South Africa since the discovery of the Omicron variant of the virus. So I see that they are very worried about overseas players maybe coming in and getting them here from different countries. And with the Omicron virus that spread so quickly, they are worried a little bit about certain situations when it comes to this. So it's not something that is very easy to accept because we were all looking forward to the MSL. It's the one tournament where us as a company even get opportunities to exclusively interview some of the big names in this country, and it's not something that we get often and very easily. It's very difficult for people to get exclusive insight and interviews with players. But at the MSL, we've always had a good relationship with the tournament, and generally the teams and the team managers have a good relationship with myself and Cricket Fanatics Magazine. So we always used to get amazing content from there. In fact, it's because of the MSL that I got an opportunity to interview someone like AB de Villiers. It was through the MSL and Tswana Spartans that I got that opportunity, and so many other big name players that I got an opportunity to chat to and actually speak about their whole careers and not just the MSL. So it was always a tournament that allowed all of us to get an opportunity. So I just want to say, I'm going to read out a part of the press release that was sent out today. Poletsi Moseki, acting chief executive officer at Cricket South Africa, had this to say. He said the decision to cancel the 2021 edition of the MSL is meant to allow CSA its strategic partners to revamp and review the tournament post COVID-19 to regain its market and commercial position. For its purposes, the MSL slot will again be replaced by a domestic CSA T20 Challenge, featuring the 8 Division 1 teams, and this tournament will take place in February 2022. Now, I think it was a good decision from the fact that they have replaced it with another tournament. But what I don't like about it is that MSL would have given opportunities to players no matter what division they were. So Division 1 and Division 2 players could have been signed in this particular tournament. There are some top talented guys in the Division 2 tournaments that are not playing for Division 1 teams that are good enough to be able to represent any province in the Division 1. And a lot of them would have maybe gotten contracts as well for the MSL. So this doesn't give them an opportunity to play cricket in that period. I would have preferred if they maybe said, you know what, guys, we're going to have another knockout competition, and which is between Division A and Division B, and they could have done something that is similar to the MSL but just local players only. I think that would have given a lot. I would have made a lot more fans happy, and a lot of the fans more proud of, or more interested in watching the tournament than if it's just the Division 1 teams. I'm not saying that the Division 1 teams aren't good and they aren't great players there, because they are, but I just feel that giving the Division 2 players also an opportunity in that type of tournament would have been a good idea, that they maybe should have looked into, even if they did it in a biosecure environment. I just think that a tournament like that would have been better. Maybe they worried about the time. Maybe they couldn't gather, because the amount of teams that we're talking about for year, um, it's obviously doubled to what the MSL would have had, because the MSL would have also had 8 teams. So it's one of those things that's unfortunate. But look, if they do have the 8 teams and they say that you can sign 1 or 2 players maybe for that period, that would also be a good idea. That's a way to rectify it, I guess. But this news is not great from a South African cricket perspective, because even from a commercial point of view and from a reach point of view, we were hoping that SABC, of course, would have been the prime broadcasters of the MSL as well. So that means, like we spoke last night about SABC and their involvement, they've always been involved with international cricket. They've always majority of the games they would play on TV internationally when it is at home, when it's a home series. So SABC have always been involved with international home series. So I've never been worried about that side of cricket, but it's the other cricket that needs to be seen by the masses. I feel the domestic cricket should be seen by the masses. And a tournament like this, the MSL would have been seen by the masses because SABC have the rights for it. So a lot of the people would have been watching this cricket and seeing the young stars. And I saw the impact that it had on so many people around the country that were invested into watching this cricket, because the MSL was viewed by a lot of South Africans locally that I've never seen before. We couldn't maybe fill up the stadiums as many people would have hoped. Not all the stadiums were filled out to the max, because not a lot of people know about the players that are in the MSL. That's unfortunate. Not every single player that you look at you'll recognize immediately, because some of the T20 specialists have not necessarily made it to the Protea side. So it's not as familiar, the teams, as other tournaments. But I would have liked to see maybe this knockout tournaments, domestic cricket, also be played on SABC. It would help South African cricket, but I know there's a lot of logistics involved. I know there's a lot of legalities involved for SuperSport to be able to share the rights with SABC. I highly doubt that will happen from that perspective. They're doing it for the local series, for local international series. Others wish they could do it for domestic cricket because we would then get to see a lot more cricket on TV and to the masses. So, Aditya, what's your thoughts first and foremost about the MSL and us getting out?
Look, it's unfortunate that the MSL has been called off. Um, and I have to say that when I read that release, I thought that some of the language was a little bit strange, particularly the part about the weak rand and US dollar conversion rate. That's been weak for a long time. I don't know if that's a determining factor in whether the MSL will be played or not. Um,
I left it
so
out
I,
especially because I was like, so pointless to even read that out because it didn't even make sense.
so I didn't understand the point of that. But well, they said it. Um, it's unfortunate that the tournament has been called off. And I think South Africa needs that league because it's a shot in the arm for T20 cricket in the country. Um, but at the same time, as the release said, I think it's an opportunity for CSA to rethink the tournament, rethink the logistics of the tournament, and and find and find a way to make it more marketable to South Africans and the world.
Mm.
Because at the
And
moment, sorry, go ahead.
no, you broke up, so I thought I can speak. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, I think they should find a way to make it more marketable to South Africa and the world, and get the broadcasting issues sorted out because it doesn't make for good reading, as sitting here overseas, it doesn't make for good reading when you see that, you know like a proper flagship tournament of South Africa is struggling to um, broadcast it at the rate that it deserves. I think that's quite painful to hear, and I hope that in this period that they've cancelled it, they have time to reflect on how they can better um,
Yeah.
they can better sort of improve the reach of the tournament.
Hmm. And that's like Werner says in the comments over here, that rand is not going to get any stronger against the dollar anytime soon. So that particular line was a bit whack, and I didn't mention it for that reason. But yeah, I think they need to rework it. They need to relook at it. Um, I think we as Cricket Fanatics Magazine should maybe also discuss it and maybe send a proposal to the MSL as well as how we can help promote it, because I think we can do awesome stuff for them. We've done awesome stuff for them over the last two tournaments, content that has not been seen anywhere else in the country. So hopefully, um, that would be a good idea, I feel, for them. And I'm not just trying to blow our own horn here, or anything, but I think that if they have a direct communication with the fans about certain things and get us and get players, etc., there maybe is a different avenue that we can operate over there. But okay, let's move on. There was another sad bit of news, because this obviously means that I can't see my friend over here. Because we were going to plan to maybe meet up during this series. Particularly, we were planning this for over a year now, that we were probably going to do some shows together in person this time around. But it's not going to happen. Tickets won't be on sale for the India series, so no fans will be um, allowed as well. It was two very weird press releases that are not normally, the language used in both were a bit weird. Like it's a bit different to what we used to. Maybe they have, I think they maybe have a new writer or something that wrote this press releases for them. But we normally get a very basic press release that is just plain and simple. This is what the CSA is. This, that, here's the quotes done. But this was a little bit creative, I would say. Um, like, let me just read it to you. Cricket South Africa has noted the interest of cricket fans and other stakeholders on the scheduling and the release of the details of ticket sales in connection with the forthcoming India versus Proteas tour that is scheduled to begin in less than a week. So that's where the first, like, I was like in my own head spinning there when I was reading that particular paragraph. And then it said, regrettably, CSA wishes to inform the most ardent fans of cricket, as well as all sports lovers, that owing to increasing COVID cases around the world and the fourth wave locally, the two cricketing bodies have taken a joint decision to protect the players and the tour by not making tickets available for the India versus Proteas offerings. I've never heard that before. This decision was taken in order to avoid any breaches that could comprise the tour from COVID risk perspective, and to also maintain a hazard fire bubble environment. A hazard free bubble environment. At this stage, we would like to remind all cricket fans that the tour and the matches will still be broadcasted on Supersport and SABC platforms. That's the main thing over there, that the broadcasts are going to be on both. Um, it's almost like you. I looked at the comment section now and I see a. It's like almost like it's you. Anyway, it wasn't you, right? I don't know. I'm laughing you, but it's not you.
No, it's definitely not me. But good to see you. Glad you're
And,
engaged with the channel, man.
uh, and in addition to this, and as part of the ongoing efforts to increase the reach of cricket, CSA is exploring other alternative public viewing activations, which will ensure that a limited number of fans are able to enjoy the summer cricket atmosphere with other fans via activation sites, while still observing the strictest safety measures and exercising duty of care. CSA will announce the availability or alternative public viewing activations as soon as the relevant approvals have been secured. So I'm interested to see what they meant over there about that. They're probably going to be doing like a whole lot of fan things, but guys, you know where the fan cams and the fan content comes from. This channel. If you want anything to do with the India series, you come to this channel for that. We will give you guys an open platform to say what you want and say what you think about this particular series. You can come on with call-ins, live call-ins, all of those type of things. I will try my best to get some players on if we can. I'm not so sure about the India players because the India players have a very strict media managing environment around them, so it's very difficult to have access to them. But with regards to the Proteus players, I will try my best to get as many people interacting on this channel as possible. But you guys have a free reign to say what you want on our live call-ins. So again, the acting CEO said, we acknowledge the interest expressed by the fans and other stakeholders on being able to return to stadiums and want to assure all cricket fans that this decision was not taken lightly, but was instead taken in the best interest of the game and the interest of the health and safety of all patrons. Consequently, we urge all sport lovers to exercise absolute care during these extraordinary times. Now, here's where the funny part comes. I also wish to take this time to urge all South Africans to continue spreading the positive message of vaccination, vaccination, and vaccination. Because this is the only way that we can truly get our country back into its high economic activity, which will assist government to open up the economy and all its forms of economic activity, including allowing greater numbers of fans back into the stadiums. So that was the announcement from the CEO. The vaccination was in bold, guys. So like, it was a strange couple of press releases, but it's a good message. The message is important and it's true. You need to get if you want to get back to the stadiums and you want cricket to be back and you want sport to be back, vaccinating is probably the best move over here because we can see what's happening in England in the Premier League with high level, massive celebrity and sporting personalities that are involved in the Premier League, but yet there's so many COVID cases because there are a lot of players that don't want to get vaccinated. And so this and but they haven't included a biosecure environment necessarily when it comes to that. These players still go to the home, they still go to their families, etc. So I think the vaccination route is the best route to go if you want to have a clean and safe sport. But this is a massive blow for us, Aditya. I know I'll be able to watch as a journalist. I'll be able to go to the stadium and watch the games. But I'm starting to think that maybe that's not even worth it if I can be right here at home and still give you guys up to date news coverage immediately, instantly, um, unlike before. So it's weird.
Yeah, look, it's unfortunate, and it certainly was. It certainly wasn't welcome news because up until this point, despite the emergence of Omicron, we thought that there would be fans in the stadium because case numbers were not particularly high, and hospitalizations were not um, particularly high as well. And it is disappointing. We'd have liked to see, even if stadiums were filled at 50% capacity. I think it still would have been something, and after a few months that South Africa did really well with COVID, to have this is quite a setback. But in saying that, I think I'm like, a part of me wants to see the glass as half full, because it could very well have happened that India would have pulled out of the tour and South Africa would have had no live cricket whatsoever. So I think to have um, a solid test team, um, come in and play in these conditions, given the times that we're in, um, is still a massive positive for us.
Yeah, at least it's cricket, yes, and that's the best part. Like I said, you guys will be getting a preview of everything. We'll be doing that on Friday. Most likely will be our preview show, and we'll give you guys a nice interactive video with us as a panel, and you guys can have a chat with us. You can even come on the show if you want to. Um, so if you'd like to come on the show, we will give you the link so you can call in. Let's see if there's any questions in the live chat currently. Um, we're not going to give any predictions right now until our preview. So you guys have to come tune in for that. I haven't checked the weather forecast quite yet. We'll be giving you a weather insight on for the preview as well. It's better to check it closer to the time than now because the weather in Cape Town in South Africa, sorry, changes so bloody quickly. It's like ridiculous. Like at the moment, it's so humid. It feels like what people would describe India as. I feel like that's what it is right now. It's like it's murky outside. It's overcast, but it's hot and sticky, the weather. So it's very similar to Durban weather at the moment, actually. And I've heard that Durban weather is very close to weather in India sometimes of the year. Um, so the second Aditya Mehta, I'm just joking. Why is Peter Malan not in South Africa test team ahead of Keegan Peterson? Because they don't play in the same position. That's why. Keegan Peterson is a number three, and Peter Malan is an opening batter. So they've gone with Sarel Irve as the backup opener, and that makes total sense in my eyes. Keegan Peterson has been backed as the number three for a very long time. Oh, clearly, this is not you, Aditya. So has been backed for with South Africa for a very long time, and it's one of those situations where he hasn't really given him a proper opportunity to play for us to be able to call for his head already. So Peter Malani is the backup, and Sarel Irve is the one that they've gone with. Sarel Irve is the one more informed than Peter Malani is currently, domestically and for SAA. So they've gone with Sarel Irve as the backup opener because Dean Alga obviously opens um, with Aiden Markram. Um, Vern Erasmus, I feel for Virat Kohli. No, you don't. Don't lie. I feel for Virat Kohli who will play his 100 tests without fans in the stands cheering him on, even if it is a picturesque Newlands. Maybe he should rest the last game and play it in India. That's a funny one, Werner. Uh, we'll see how the situation of the tour goes.
On the contrary, I think Virat Kohli would love to play his 100th test in Cape Town, because I mean, I think he's been one of those captains that has treasured the opportunity to win overseas, and if if he can play a defining knock in his 100th Test match, I think nothing will make him happier.
Mhm. Michael Christopher's asking if Purfertain is in the test team. No, he's not. I will put up the test squad if I have it still available over here. Yes, I do. Here's the test squad for the. Let me just remove your comment quickly. Um, so this is the test squad. It's Dean Alga, Temba, Aiden, Keegan, Rassi, Quinton, Cal, Ryan, and Sardal as your batters. Your all-rounders are Vian, Marco, and Sisanda. Spinners are George, Kesaf, and Prenelan. Seamers are Kagiso, Björn, Andrich, Lungi, Tuan, and Clinton. So that's your squad for the test team. We did do a show on it. You guys can go check back on it, but we will be doing a preview for the first match, which starts on Boxing Day, guys. So very exciting. This weekend, the first test begins, and we are going to update you on everything: weather forecast, what we think it's going to be according to the weather forecast, what we think the team is going to be. Um, we're going to get a full panel on the show. Werner's going to join us hopefully as well. We may be going to ask our teacher to if he can find maybe someone from India that can join us as well, if possible. And then we'll have a nice full panel discussion and debate about how the series is going to go, and what we think the lineups are going to be, all of those type of things. So we're going to have a proper discussion on Friday. So please tune in. Instead of we're not going to do a Q&A session, we're going to do this instead at the same time, like this time, 7 o'clock. A preview show, a nice long show for you guys. Get involved with super chats, etc. So you can ask us questions. Get involved in the call in. We will put the link in the descriptions and in the live chat so you guys can call in and have your say too. If you want to tell us we're dumb and we don't know what we're talking about, go ahead. You can have your say. It's your time to chat and tell us what you're feeling about the series and what you think your predictions are going to be, etc., etc., etc. But guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe. Click that notification bell for all future videos. And also don't forget to subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine monthly. Every issue is 100% free, straight to your inbox every single month. Link is in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you guys again tomorrow with another daily show. Hopefully there's better news to report back. I know that we will be getting some content from Cricket South Africa with regards to like maybe press releases and all interviews, etc., from Superkazi, the media manager. So excited to see what the players have to say ahead of this tour. Take care, guys, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.